My name is DEBORAH. ANJORIN. First, the headlines. NAPS urges nuns to oppose polytechnic to university conversion. Police arrests teacher for assaulting 10-year-old Borno pupil. 2027 Atiku bloc defies PDP governors over coalition talks. Edo and PDP trade words over Tinubu 2027 campaign. River crisis, Fubara blasts police over protest clampdown. OPEC cuts global oil demand growth forecast over U.S. tariff. And now the news in details. NAPS urges nuns to oppose polytechnic to university conversion. The National Association of Polytechnic Students has called on the President of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Olushola Ladoja, to publicly oppose any plan to convert polytechnics into universities across the country. In an open letter obtained by The Punch on Monday, NAPS President Eshiofune Oganya warned that such conversions threatens the future of technical and vocational education in Nigeria. He argued that Nigeria is in urgent need of technical skill manpower and that polytechnic play a crucial role in providing practical, hands-on training and supporting industries, innovations, and entrepreneurship. Oganya also raised concerns over a recent proposal in the House of Representatives seeking to make a university degree the minimum qualification for candidates contesting in office of local government chairman. This proposal is not only undemocratic, but it also alienates a significant portion of Nigeria's education population, including polytechnic and NCE holders, he said. And still on our local news for this morning, police arrest teacher for assaulting 10-year-old Borno pupil. The Borno State Police Command has arrested a 30-year-old teacher, Bakar Modu, for allegedly assaulting a 10-year-old boy, Bashar Babaji, for absconding from class in the Bulabunlin area of Maiduguri, the state capital. The command's public relations officer, Kenneth Daso, disclosed this in a statement on Monday. A video had gone viral over the weekend showing the suspects whipping the minor with a whip while another unidentified young boy poured water and sand on the minor. The beating persisted despite the cries of the minor and wranglings in pain, with the teacher placing his leg on the minor to prevent him from running. Narrating the arrest, Daso noted that an investigation into the matter revealed that the incident occurred on March 16th. He added that following the outrage that trailed the video, the command, with the assistance of community members, identified and arrested the suspect. Daso stated the Borno State Police Command wishes to inform the general public of the arrest of one Bakar Modu, a 30-year-old, in connection with a viral video that surfaced on social media showing the physical abuse of a minor in Bulabulin, Alajeri along Baga Road, Maiduguri. And down to politics news for this morning, 2027, Atiku bloc defies PDP governors over coalition talks. The former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, has insisted that a coalition remains the only way to unseat President Bola Tinubu in 2027 election. Atiku argued against the position of 11 People Democratic Party governors who distanced the party from the proposed coalition being championed by the former Vice President. Rising from their meeting in Ibadan on Monday, the PDP Governors Forum, chaired by Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed, announced that the party will not participate in any coalition or merger. On March 20th, Atiku contested the 2023 presidential election under the PDP alongside the former Labour Party president candidate Peter Obi and ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasar El-Rufai, announced the creation of a coalition aimed at defeating President Tinubu in 2027 poll. And still on our politics-related news this morning, Edo PDP trade words over Tinubu 2027 campaign. The Edo State government and the State People Democratic Party on Monday traded words over Governor Mondays Okpebholo re-election campaign for President Bola Tinubu. The presidency on Saturday called for a halt to any of such campaigns and disclaimed any campaign material. Reacting through a press statement on Monday, the state PDP Publicity Secretary Chris Nehikare said the federal government disclaimer was just a major blow to Okpebholo's attempt to curry Tinubu's favor through unlawful political grandstanding. The statement read, "The presidency has publicly disclaimed the premature and illegal 2027 campaign billboards flooding parts of Nigeria, including those promoted by Senator Monday Okpebholo and the APC-led government in Edo State." In a statement titled "Presidency Disclaimed 2027 Campaign Billboard Nationwide," the federal government expressed dismay over the growing numbers of unauthorized political billboards and reaffirmed its commitment to upholding the law. The presidency's intervention clearly validates our concerns and exposed the deceitful tactics of the Edo APC, which has shown a complete disregard for the nation's electoral law, he said. And still on politics news for this morning, Rivers crisis, Fubara blast police over protest clamp down. The suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has slammed the Nigeria police over their alleged high-handedness and clampdown of peaceful demonstrators in part of Rivers State. A political tension continued to escalate in the oil-rich South-South states. This follows two separate protests by women's group who took to the streets in Port Harcourt City local government area and Ahoada East local government area of Rivers State to express their feeling about the declaration of the state of emergency in the state. The Port Harcourt protesters were in support of the emergency rule, while the Ahoada East protesters call for reinstatement of Fubara. Last Friday, a group of women under the aegis of Rivers Women Unite for SIM protested against the emergency rule in the state and demanded for reinstatement of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. They also denied being hired to support the women carrying out the latest protest under the auspice of Rivers Women for Peace and Good Governance, mostly dressed in white, said the emergency rule was constitutional. They also denied being hired to support the emergency rule in the state, even as they declared their support for President Bola Tinubu. And lastly, on this morning news, which is business news, OPEC cuts global oil demand growth forecast over U.S. tariff. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries on Monday slightly cut its forecast for oil demand growth, citing the impact of U.S. tariffs on the world economy. A report by Reuters quoting the OPEC monthly oil market report for April said the secretariat now sees demand growing by 1.3 million barrels per day in 2025, down from a previous forecast of 1.4 million barrels per day. Both forecasts are down 150,000 barrels per day from last month's figure. The price of OPEC's basket of 12 crude fell to $66.25 a barrel on Monday compared with $70.85 the previous Friday, according to the OPEC Secretariat calculations. U.S. President Donald Trump's trade tariffs, as well as a plan for higher output by OPEC Plus, which include OPEC and allies such as Russia, have put downward pressure on oil prices this month and raised concerns about economic growth. Recall that Trump recently imposed a widely imposed tariff on exports by Nigerian businesses and other countries. The regime, now suspended for 90 days, has ignited a trade war, raised the prices of goods and services for consumers, weakened the standard of living, slowed down manufacturing activities, and hindered international trade. In a report, OPEC lowered its world's economic growth forecast this year to 3.0% from 3.1% and reduced next year to 3.1% from 3.2%. And that'll be all for Ayogen Morning News this morning. My name remains DEBORAH ANJORIN. I wish you a lovely day ahead. Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Hello, welcome to Ayogen Media House. We offer exciting services like event coverage, event live streaming, studio live streaming session, music studio recording, TV session, news broadcasting, podcast session, and many other exciting services. Here at Ayogen, we innovate, we inform, and we inspire.